Come closer. Tonight, I have another story for your soul. A story once whispered in the halls of forgotten kingdoms. A story about fear, not the fear of monsters, but the fear of becoming one. Close your eyes, take one slow breath, and listen.
Long before the prince was expected to wear the crown, he carried a burden no one could see. Every lesson, every tournament, every conversation with his father ended with the same thought: what if I fail? He practiced longer than anyone, studied harder than every scholar, trained until his hands bled. Yet, the more prepared he became, the more afraid he felt, because he believed that a future king could never make a mistake. One autumn morning, the old royal gardener asked the prince for help. Together, they walked through the palace gardens until they reached two young oak trees. The first tree stood perfectly straight. Its trunk was flawless. Not a single branch had ever been bent by the wind. The second tree looked different. Its trunk curved gently. Some branches were broken, others stretched in unexpected directions. The prince pointed to the first tree. "That one is clearly stronger." The gardener smiled. Without saying a word, he invited the prince to return after the coming winter. Months passed. The cold winds arrived. Heavy snow covered the kingdom. Storms shook the palace night after night. When spring finally returned, the perfect tree had fallen. Its rigid trunk had cracked under the weight of the storm, but the crooked tree still stood. Its scars had taught it something the perfect tree never learned: how to bend without breaking. The gardener gently placed his hand upon the rough bark. "Your Highness, most people believe strength comes from never falling, but nature teaches the opposite. The strongest trees are the ones that survived many storms." The prince remained silent. For the first time, he wondered if his fear had never been failure itself. Perhaps he feared losing the image of perfection. Years later, when he finally became king, he made mistakes. Some decisions failed. Some plans did not work. Some people disagreed with him. But unlike many rulers before him, he never hid his mistakes. He learned from them. He listened. And because of that, his people trusted him even more. Not because he was perfect, but because he was honest. The old gardener lived long enough to see the kingdom flourish. When asked what made this king different, he simply smiled and answered, he stopped trying to become a perfect king and decided to become a human one. So tonight, as your breathing grows slower, think gently about this. What dream have you postponed simply because you feared failing? Perhaps failure has never been the true enemy. Perhaps the real danger is allowing fear to decide the life you never live. Sleep peacefully, and tomorrow night, another story will be waiting for your soul.